Hi everyone, my name is Zaratsian. I'm an event and floral designer. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful cedar wreath. Let's go back into my workshop area. I'm going to show you how that's done. I love the holidays. So I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful cedar wreath that you can buy from the grocery store or the department stores that you go to, even your hardware store when they have all those fresh wreaths. They have them in different sizes and different greeneries. So basically, I'm going to start with a wreath ring that's already made with cedar, greenery, evergreens. I have my Christmas ornaments right here in two different sizes. They're beautifully embellished with some pearls on it. Kind of sort of looks like a little Minnie Mouse to me. So it can be a Disney wreath. And then I've got two types of ribbons here. One's polka dot and then the other one has gold little pearls on it too. I just like the way the different patterns are going to play with each other. And also I've got some silk blooms that are flocked with snow, it seems like. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with taking some of my silk flowers and wiring them onto the wreath in itself, okay? So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to take this, for instance. I'm going to cut it off with my wire cutter, like so. Then I'm going to go back, and this is my wire. I cut it in half. And then I go back in and I twist it like this. So it's really sturdy. And then I go in the opposite direction. You see how it's all going, the greenery is going all in one direction? This is how I would like my silk flowers to go in as well too. So I'm going to go into the back of this like so. And then I'm going to tie it off real tight. So that's my first. I'm going to continue doing this, and when I come back, you'll see this all finished up for you. I'm almost finished putting my silk magnolia on this wreath right now, and once I'm done with it, I'm going to start with my ornaments. I'm going to show you what it looks like now, and actually, if you want to keep it like this, it's fine and beautiful. The reason, I didn't talk to you about this, but the reason I actually mix the silk and the wreath, the cedar wreath together is I love the smell of fresh wreaths, fresh greenery around the holidays. It reminds you, like scents, when you touch on your senses, and smell is such an important thing because it takes you back to memories when you were a little kid or you were walking around the forest of some, picking out pine cones and, camping and all that stuff. So that's why I love the cedar wreath, because it has a nice smell to it. And actually, I'm going to show you in another episode of how to use a silk wreath and add fresh greenery into it and still do this. We're doing this opposite. We've got the fresh wreath right now. We're doing the artificial silk faux, magnolias in there with some ornaments and ribbon. But let me finish this off, this last piece. And basically what I did is I just wired it. And this way, if I need to replace it again, I can cut up the wires and I can use it again instead of gluing it. Gluing it can damage the product. And look how gorgeous this looks right here. But I'm going to go ahead and start layering it a little bit. And then if you've got pieces that are longer that you can play with it, you can intertwine it, or you can take another piece of wire and wire it. I'm going to take these again, and I think I'm going to use multiple of them. On this one, I think I'm going to use a pan melt. It's a glue. You got to be careful. It's pretty warm. I'm going to use this to glue it and then hold it into the wreath like so that it stays. And usually if I'm starting on the wreath, let's say if I put an ornament right here, I'll put an ornament on the opposite side of it and kind of balance it and uniform it together. Take a little bit more glue for the second. I'm going to go tuck it in underneath this green magnolia, like so. And then I think I'm going to use another 2 smaller 3-inch diameter ornaments. And you can be playful with this. You can add, add red berries if you'd like. You can add more pearls into it. It all depends on how layered you want to do the look or how simple you want to keep it. And obviously, if it's a round wreath and we're using odd numbers, you could have done 3 big balls or 5 big balls. I'm going to try to do it as a triangle. So right here is where I think that should be. And I have one more, and then I'm going to start layering it with my ribbon, my wired ribbon. And look how gorgeous this looks right now. And now I'm going to put the ribbon. And I think I'm going to use this as my middle. I'm going to start with this ribbon. And look, it has gold, and then it's got the burgundy red velvet on the other side. It's kind of interesting. So I start with leaving a little bit of maybe probably about 6 inches or so, maybe 12 inches. And then I do a loop. And then I do another loop right across, twist it. And then I go on the second one, I go slightly about 1 inch or 2 wider, longer, like so. And then on my third one, a little longer than the second, like so. I'm going to cut it where it's the same matching length of the previous one I left, correct, like this. Then I'm going to take my piece of wire, go right into the center, and tie it up like so. And look how gorgeous this is. I'm going to put this in right here. I'm going to try to get it where the metal frame is in the back. So that way there's not movements like so. So I'm going to go back here. And I've got here. Let me show you. See how that is? Put it right centered. Tie it up. And then you can reinforce it if you need to. Don't do it where it ties it off and cuts the wire. Okay, like this. Now I'm going to fluff it out like so. Like so. And then I can do maybe 2 loops like so, just a single loop like this. I'm going to do a couple of them, maybe 4. Take your wire and wire the bottom part of it, like so. I'll cut this wire into 4 small pieces because I don't need to use that much. I'm actually going to glue it once I'm done with it. So make little loops, tie them off with the ribbon. Now I'm debating in my head whether you should use the second ribbon or not. So I'm going to try to finish this off and see if I really need that second ribbon, or I'm just going to kind of lose it, right? So sometimes I have an idea in my head, I bring it all out. Sometimes I use all the elements, sometimes I feel like it's enough. It also depends on what your budget is too, right? So if you're doing it for yourself and you want to have a really gorgeous wreath and you can put money into it, you probably won't want to spend, you might want to spend more money for yourself. If you're giving it as a gift to multiple of your friends, you have to be a little bit budget conscious. So you might not use as many ornaments and ribbon. So it's all up to you. So once you've got all the ribbon done, I'm going to go back, take the hot pan melt glue, glue it with the edge, like so. And I'm going to tuck it in right here. I'm just going to do a little dovetail, and it's basically cutting the ribbon so you have this little tail. I call it the dovetail. Like so. And voila, you're done with the beautifully decorated holiday wreath, done with cedar, some magnolia, silk magnolias, ornaments, and ribbon with simple wire. Look how gorgeous this is. For more information on my video tutorials, go to my YouTube channel, Eddie Zaratsian. I'll see you next time.